What's up guys, Chris here for Mainely Mesh, doing another head review today, this time of the all new STX Hammer 500 head. So really awesome new option from STX. Basically they went back to the drawing board and tried to fix all of the issues that they were having with the original hammer. So when the original hammer came out, it had this kind of sleek yet beefy profile that looked awesome. It had that kind of mid-high profile that all the poles were looking for, and it generated a lot of excitement, but it did have a lot of issues with warping just because of the general construction of the head, something that wasn't apparent at first sight. And so especially when the Maverick tank came out at a lower price point, all of a sudden the hammer kind of fell off the map a little. So STX went back, took all of everybody's input in mind, and really designed an amazing new defensive head, and this time it's retailing for only 90 bucks. So STX is kind of moving away, it looks like, from that $110 price point back down to the 90, which I think is awesome. I think that's where the market is right now, and I think this is overall a really amazing head. So let's get right into it. First off, the weight of this head. This head weighs in at 162 grams or 5.7 ounces, so it is definitely a beefy head, but honestly that's something that I think was needed to really get this strong of an option at this wide of a profile. So that's really what you're looking at. I think even the Brine Triumph was like 6 ounces or something ridiculous. So when you have this wide face shape, you just need a little bit more plastic in the upper and lower side rails in order to get such a strong shape. So you can really notice they didn't pull any punches when it comes to the thickness of the bottom rail. You can see a little bit better in this contrasted gray version. They've really got a beefy top rail here, nice and wide, and they also didn't core out the C channel as much in that bottom rail. Really kept it clean all the way on the inside and kept a nice thicker section for that I-beam, which is going to give you a lot more stiffness. The next thing they did is they actually dropped the placement of these three struts on the sidewall as well. So it used to be that the lowest one was about in between the second and third. I don't have an original hammer here, unfortunately. But they spread these out a little bit more, which as you're kind of squeezing it, there really isn't any weak section of the head. It's just, a little bit better distributed. They added some nice aesthetics as well, some kind of chunkier matte detailing, which I really like. So they've got kind of two different tiers of the matte profile with some nice gloss mixed in there as well. STX always does a really good job of dressing up their heads. They added this little like fin thingy that I don't know what it does, but it looks cool. And then really their kind of hallmark feature for this head in terms of something new that they're bringing out is what they're calling their speed scoop. So it is this rounded edge. Let me hop behind the camera. So as you can see here, it has this beautiful rounded scoop, and then it has this secondary tier where the top string actually falls. And so it's a really cool new feature. Under Armour has the patent on the type of scoop where you core out these little sections to hold the top string, but for STX to kind of introduce this new style scoop is something really neat. What the speed scoop does is it actually kind of separates itself from the more golf-oriented logic that you would see in kind of a golf driver, a golf iron, where they have kind of two different flat sections, which we've seen on a lot of heads. This rounded section, it actually seems to make a lot more sense in lacrosse. I was just down on the field messing around with it. You can definitely tell that you're hitting a curved section. It's gliding through the turf. I haven't tried it on grass, obviously, but what's really awesome is I did a bunch of ground balls, and as you can see here, there is no wear and tear whatsoever, no little black turf marks on these top strings at all, nothing on the back here. I didn't do a very beefy top string. I didn't do a triangle top. And there really wasn't any wear at all, and it was a nice, even, smooth scoop. They've got a beautiful curved surface, which really allows you to get the best angle on the ball, no matter what angle you're attacking it here. They've got these cool little swoosh aesthetics up here. Like I said, that's more of an aesthetic thing than anything else. But I really, really like that new scoop style. I think the rounded shape is something other people could incorporate, because it seems to do something really well. So Hopefully we see this on more STX products. I'd actually really like to see a superpower with that option instead of the scallop scoop. I really haven't liked the scallop scoop from day one, and so I hope they incorporate the speed scoop in more of their heads, because I think it's a really cool, unique offering that only STX so far is bringing forward. So overall, 2 thumbs up for sure. It's awesome that this head is coming in at the $90 price point. And you know, for a while I was telling people pick the Maverick Tank instead of the STX Hammer U. Now I think I'd probably lean back to the Hammer U 500 for a head in that price point and that style. It's just a really nice option. It strings up really easily, better than a lot of their other C-channel options. So really solid option, to the point that we will now be offering this head strung on our website. So click the link below to just go to the head section. It's mainlymesh.com/heads. You can see all our strung head options. Thanks so much to STX for sending this gray one over for me to try out. I'm going to give it to a hack of a pull on the team that I coach for him to really beat the heck out of it and see if anything warps like crazy over time. I really don't think it's going to do that, just because of the way they set up the sidewall structure. If anything, it might pinch a little, but I think actually the glide scoop is going to lessen some of the impact force on the lower side rails and really give the head a little bit more longevity overall. So if anything comes up, obviously I'll be the first to tell you that this head's having a warping issue. But thanks again to STX, and make sure you snag yours today on our website. I'll catch you guys next time.